Like this. Like this, and it should push you guys all over here. Excellent. And then we'll go here. Hello, you got your mod tag back. And then, what should I do? Get this tag. Open up, open this. And we should be good to go. Gotta sweep. It's time to sweep? I hear good things about it. Welcome back. Baldi's basic event time? What does that mean? Good thing I saved this up so that I have stuff for sweeping. Sweep. Sweep. The music actually is really good. Hold on. How do I get to... Let me set my first team. I was gonna run this team. Okay, sorry, really quick. No brain. If you, is no joke best event? Really? Okay, really quick question. If you have an ID for the achievements for the mirror dungeons, if it requests something like, if you want to try to get the 5 burn identities, does this count, or is this like burn poise is its own thing? Because like a lot of these have, like, this is burn but it's also poise, and this is poise but it's also rupture. Does it all count? The Ricardo announcer, bro, I rolled for it and I got the Ricardo announcer. No way. I was about to be like, I'd like to thank the Academy for all for all the things, and then I opened it and it wasn't Ryoshu, it was the guy. Although I'm not gonna roll for her just yet. I'm kind of hoping I might pull her out. Cause I don't know, I don't have a rupture team. Dashanhao, good morning. Hello. Ayokana, Magic Puppy, hi. Where's my translator? Is it not here? Yeah, the translator's there. Huh? Which one of these is it? No. One of these is the Limbus Company. Is it this one? Don't worry, I'll find it. Oh, I found it. Why is it caught here? Anyways, it's all good. We're about to start the Nocturnal sweeping. Did I do these yet? I think I did. No, I didn't yet. Okay, I gotta do these soon. I'll do them afterwards. Well, no time for that. Let's do the story first. I just cooked some rice and it's so sticky. I use so much water. I love stickier rice. Early. Dashanhao. Good morning, Yokana. Rope. Eh? Is it there? Both achievements. But yeah, Sync Dawn inflicts burn and has poise, so she should count for both IDs. Okay, cool. Because I was like, a lot of the achievements are you gotta you gotta get like past floor 5 or like do up to floor 5 with like a certain amount of teams. And I have teams for all of them. It's just that like they're not good. Getting past floor 10, you need like a full, really well-built team, and I don't have that yet. And you also have to get lucky. So, to do that... Happy New Year! 新年快乐! Let's see what this is about. Secret rice is very delicious, but man, I was not expecting it. It's good! Ricardo took me 60 pulls. My God. Yawn. Dante, any idea where that leftover cake from yesterday went? Oh, Yokana, thank you for the ticket. Oh. No, idea. I mean, why would I know? I can't even eat. Darn. Did Donkey already get her paws on him? Rhodia rubbed her tired eyes, muttered something about how we should have partied in her room instead, and stumbled to the back doors. What does that mean? Happy New 985 January. I'm pussy. Kyuya! Hi, 早上好. The New Year's came swiftly to the inhabitants of the bus after the various incidents at the LCE. The Cinders all came from different backgrounds and parts of the city, but annual celebrations from New Year's seemed to be a thread that connected their cultures together. They began floating the idea of a New Year's party and... Excellent. Then permit me the honor of hosting this banquet. With her usual overdramatic boast, coupled with a familiar twinkle in her eye, Don Quixote declared that there would indeed be a New Year's party, and thus it was decided. Again? After all the hell we went through with the back doors and whatnot, for the out-of-season Christmas celebration? Yet I must insist, for 'twas but an effort to decorate the bus, the intent quite divorced from the act of celebration. Don Quixote glanced at Sinclair, sheepishly scratching the back of her head. Huh? Oh, don't worry about me, really. Well, 'tis true that mine actions hath brought thee quite the distress, unintentionally I might add. Thus I ask thee, would thou not agree that a communal event to mark the occasion might freshen both our spirits and bodies? What is this playing? Hi Qian! 这个是一个故事的游戏. My condolences. I've tasted your pain, Lonnie. Limbus time. I wonder if anyone's like good enough to translate super speed. Hamster! Hello, hello! Blade Boy, hi. I'm here to see the pain and suffering. Is it hard? Should I be concerned? I can't even begin to imagine her amnesiac self, even taking a moment to give a damn about how Sinclair might take it. But I guess with memory came tact. You know, it's our first New Year together. It sure is an occasion for a celebration, huh? Gotta hear that bell go ding to really mark the transition to a new year, right? It seems that we shall be welcoming the first light of the new year in company of one another. This is indeed a cause for celebration. Oh, be careful! 早上好, good morning! Thank you for the tickets. Just remember Canto 5 and pray. I don't think Canto 5 was that hard. Wait, does Ricardo like come back or something? A bowl of noodles before the last night of the year fades. Classic. Sob. Such bubbling enthusiasm from ye warmeth mine own heart. Forsooth, the grandiosity of this banquet shall be one for the books. Fireworks most brilliant, enough delicacies too. Sharon, when's our next stop? Mephistophilus will be running non-stop for 3 days at least. Only dum-dums stop on a fast road. So she says. For next year's celebration, the banquet shall be prepared, ere the promised hour. Don Quixote's idea of a grand banquet depressingly fizzled into nothingness, but Rhodia brought out the cakes and cookies she stashed in her room, so we could at least hold a small celebration for the New Year's together. After that, we all stayed up together and watched the New Year's first sunrise briefly paint the city in gold, then retired to sleep. I don't think I'll be able to finish this in 2 hours, so it'll probably be split up into today and probably Monday. But I will finish it all on Monday. I promise. Guys, he needs to witness peak. How long does it take to finish Canto, or the Intervallo? When everyone woke up, rubbing their tired eyes, the world outside the bus had completely transformed. There was a behemoth of a structure. Ooh. 这个字你们可不可以读？帮我读出来。Something when 日元 something yuan. H Corp. The sinners began to voice their surprise, appropriately so, as to what came into our view. It was so differently from any of the nests we passed on our journey thus far. Is that a massive structure all in one building? If that whole thing's the nest, then where's the back streets? That's big enough to cover H-Corp's territory and then some. Well, there he goes again, asking dumb questions without ever taking a peep at the guidebook. That's not the nest. That huge box you see over there, that's District 8. We call it Hongyuan, the vast garden here at H-Corp. You're live for 2 more hours? I am. The nest lies with the center of the structure, and the back streets without. So they squeeze the entire population of the district in there? Do they just not get a ray of sunlight all year round? Huh? Well, at least they won't have to worry about the rain. Pretty. Avail me a sight as well. As the sinners began to gather one by one on the side of the bus, stirred awake from their late night's rest, I felt my gaze drawn towards Honglu. I looked for signs of concern or distress on his face, worried. 名言救人啊，名啊是那个字啊，是什么意思？ Can't even manage to be awake till 5 a.m. I'm sorry, Shiramuku. Mostly story chapters are actually less fights. Ooh. I saved up a lot of energy though. It's not such a bad place once you actually try living here for a while. But his lips ever so slightly curled upwards into a kindly and relaxed smile, are making the same expression as ever. An expression that hasn't changed at all since our first meeting. Maybe it's like just a cultural difference. Kind of like how Honglu can be so nonchalant about things that should have given most people pause. But actually, no, I'm not helping anyone or anything by entertaining these thoughts. My job at this moment is to keep a close eye on Honglu, more so than usual. And if the time comes for me to help him, as the manager, I'll give it my all. This guy's like such a cool boss. Besides, whoa, this thing is even bigger up close. Verily, I carry no recollection of a structure so grand, even in past adventures of mine. If my efforts aren't enough, I know I can trust the sinners to lend me a hand. Hey, let me see too. I collected my thoughts and approached the sinners who were flattened up against the glass window to get a good view. I know he jokes about not having to eat because he doesn't have a mouth or like ears. But how does he see again? Oh, there's a fight here. The duel. Should I run another one? Just in case. Chinese man time? Is it a Chinese man? Someone's in. Once we left the bus. Oh man, I can't believe we had to get off the bus here. We have to make a formal and complaint against H-Corp for this crap. What the hell were they thinking? Doing shoddy construction work at the entrance of the highway that leads straight into the nest. Many causes there's may be to such a construction project. Yet perhaps an early warning sign ere our approach to the site would have been most sensible. Ugh. Were it not for young Sharon's most valiant driving, I shudder to even imagine the terrible possibilities, which would have been a most awful end to an adventure. It's no surprise that the sinners all had a peace of mind there to speak. As we drove on the entryway, we unexpectedly came across a mess of badly put together steel plates, blocking our path in the middle of the road. Sharon quickly spun the bus around, which meant that everyone ended up being thrown about like rag dolls. Good thing there was another road off the highway that leads into the city, right? I bet Sharon would have tried to reverse gear all the way back to the last interchange. But it looks like we're all going to go through these winding alleyways to get to the nest. It's so dark in here. We were greeted by dark streets upon disembarking from the bus, illuminated only by faint strands of light. It was immediately obvious that we found ourselves in the back streets of H-Corp. Looked pretty impressive from the outside, but it's no different from the other back streets inside, eh? Yep, it's a familiar sight. Gotta say, it's getting real old. I asked thee, is the nest of this district shrouded in such darkness as well? No, these particular sites are limited to the back streets of District 8. Ah, Skylake, yeah, it's border prison bus. 是的。这个是最新的故事刚出来的。那个 Canto 8是《红楼梦》的故事，所以我还在学。我没有读过，所以我不知道。会不会说中文可以，只是一点。 Hongyuan. 对. Hey, Weekend. Especially a Tremor. Do I need Tremor? I don't have a Tremor team. I have like half a sinking team, half a bleed, or I have a full bleed team, and then I have a burn team. Am I dead? The back streets of the district were very different from the other ones we visited in the past. People hurrying through the streets as though they were being chased by something. People scowling and glaring at the ground with some sickness or discomfort. Seems all too common in every corner of the city. There was one thing about this place that stood out from the other districts, however. They're kind of reminding me of former G-Corp soldiers back at District 4. What do you mean? You mean those fellas? The growth of their flesh appeared too organic to be prosthetics. Some of them had odd protrusions or nodules bulging from their skin as well. Not at all, Manager Bud. Look, they haven't all mutated in the same pattern, like into an insectoid form, for example. Well, I guess I should commend you for looking at them through a biased lens. You are observing the aftermath of District 8's distinctive method of treatment. Oh, so this is where the rumors about that bluish healing ointment came from, huh? Apparently they can cure any flesh wound after just one night dressed in bandages. It seems that certain misconception must be addressed. They are the variations of H-core singularity, the bolus. Oh, that's cool. What's with the Korean Riz? It's Chinese. The bolus? She's likely referring to medicines brewed and kneaded into ball-shaped pills. Correct. H-Corp, or the Hongyuan Bioengineering Group, mainly manufactured boluses that contain essences of treatment. Yeah, the actual name of it in Chinese was like... Oh, what was it?
宏源生命工程集团.
That's a long name. The boluses may be taken orally, ground with the water into paste, and applied directly to the affected area, or dissolved in water, soaked into bandages, and wrapped around the necessary area for treatment. Hi, Ghost! I guess rumors transform as they travel. Oh, I see. I was just thinking about how they do things back at the K-Corp. The focus of K-Corp's technology is the reversal or recovery of one conditions. Returning to the original state is the key word in their treatment. It is no rare sight to find unique techniques of technology developed independently by the inhabitants of the back streets of District 8, using the manufactured boluses. The treatments are not individually customized for each patient. Instead, their focus is on selecting the appropriate technique for a myriad of choices to address the deficiencies in their statuses. Perhaps one could choose the words transformation or evolution as a more illustrative descriptor for the method of treatment. So, that's what counts as treated? The crowd Sinclair was pointing at certainly appeared unhurt, as none of them were bleeding or walking with a limp, but many of them appeared dazed, staring blankly at nothing, or scratching absentmindedly at their mutated parts. They must be the regulars. Unexpectedly, we found our answer not from Faust, not from Mersol, but from Hong Lu. Oh, Hamster, thank you for the gifts. The one moment I was thinking Korean, I get Chinese. Hong Lu, my beloved. I'm starting to like him more and more. I mean, I'm curious to hear his story, though. The regulars. Yes, I've heard of them as a child. People who've grown too accustomed to visiting the clinics in search of their mystical treatments. The regulars might appear more intimidating than most people at first glance, but apparently all the side effects they've been stacking changes them in strange ways. It's likely that interoperational conflicts or issues will arise when applying highly disparate treatments methods to a single body. At least it's a cheaper alternative for people who didn't sign up for life insurance. You speaking of life insurance? Yes, life insurance. There's a special insurance option to bring the client back to life upon the event of their death. So the irony isn't lost on me, but I thought of resurrecting people as one of the head's taboos. The head does not consider the revival via life insurance to be a violation of their non-resurrection taboo. It is likely that on a technical level, this revival is actually categorized as brain resuscitation as opposed to a full resurrection. Degradation of its functions considered, of course. Another fatal downside of this technology is that unlike the manager's clock winding, the subject cannot be brought back if their brain is destroyed. Also, there's a risk of significant losses in the process of information transference. Losses, huh? So maybe some of their mutations could be more than just side effects of these treatments. Dreaming of the Red Chamber is a long book. Yeah, I haven't read it. Wait, did Did L Corp, the original Lobotomy Corp, partner with H Corp then? Is that how you managed, Eisen managed, or no, the guy managed to preserve the brains? Wait. But then they would have just had a body. Maybe I heard, but it takes more than 2 revivals to change that much. And since apparently people in the Backstreets could never even dream of paying consistent insurance renewal rates. So, after all, who would sign up for insurance if using its services could reduce them to such pitiful states? Yeah, they appear pathetic and pitiful to be you rich bastards, don't they? You'll soon be in the same boat as them, so save some pity for yourselves. Identify yourself. The stranger's voice cut through our discussion like a foreign instrument. We turned around to find a large group of people who were clearly up to no good. You must be the young master of that high and mighty Jia family, huh? I can tell just by looking at your pretty face. Your friends, Honglu? No, I haven't had much of a chance to get acquainted with people from the Backstreets. So nope, I never met them before. Of course you haven't. Too busy living large playing gods in a whole different world from us plebs, huh? Not that it matters. We're just here to take the thing you brought here for submission to the family hierarchy evaluation. The what evaluation? Okay, so there's clearly been a misunderstanding. There's quite a lot of them. We're not going to get off to a great start. Oh, man. Actually, no. It'd be a violation of our office's core values to jump them like we're some common thugs. I, Shan-san, third son of the Tri-Axe office, challenged Jia Baoyu of the Jia family to a duel. Our wager will be that the winner can take anything they want from the loser. What do you mean a duel? A duel! She said the word! It's okay. I'm okay if Donkey gets excited now, because I get it. The prison bus? Hi, Shaman couple! 是的. 早上好. Good morning. That's a lot of words. So it's just a fancy way of saying 1v1 me, let's go in it. I mean, this guy doesn't look too tough. What do you think, Faust? Agreed. This individual does not seem to possess a particular exceptional skill that may pose difficulties for Honglu. I think it's going to be okay. I'll be back in a minute, Dante. Are you sure this is okay? I don't think they're going to lose against him, but, you know, just in case. No worries. I have some childhood experience with duels myself. I've done about 10 of them, I think. Ha, so Rich Boy's dabbled in some duels, has he? I think he misunderstood. I meant to say that I've done about 10 of them a day. Oh, but a grandmother sometimes lets me skip them, so it might have been slightly fewer than that on some days. I, Honglu of Limbus Company. No. Baoyu of the Jia family accept the duel. Honglu stepped forward confidently as the opponent was processing what he just heard. For a moment, Honglu stood there in a stance that did not express even a hint of aggression, before curiously cocking his head to the side. Sorry, are we waiting for something? So I've always let my opponents get the first 2 moves in duels. Please don't hesitate. The man who introduced himself as Shan-san leaped towards Honglu. Then after about a minute, how is this happening? Unlike Shan-san, who was throwing punches and swings with boiling hot passion, Honglu was effortlessly gliding behind the opponent's strikes like he was out on a picnic. As though this was but a leisurely stroll through a garden. Whenever Shan-san threw a powerful punch, Honglu redirected to the side with ease, the fist only grazing his clothes. We were mesmerized by the fluttery light movements of his hand and feet that effortlessly glided through the air, until after one blink and you'll miss it moment, we realized that Shan-san was already face down on the ground defeated. Oh, Honglu, hast thou been concealing thy full strength in my presence? Oh no, I wouldn't say that. I was putting my all into every fight. Yet to defeat this foe so soundly, to dance with such grace between his strikes, 'twas thou were dueling someone whose skill may only measure against a child's. But most of our fights happen in environments with a lot of variables, and we usually fight against enemies with all kinds of unexpected weapons and powers. You've read him. Already familiar with that fool's moves? Oh yes! One of my Biwu instructors used similar techniques as this gentleman here. Practice makes perfect, and perfection makes an expert, right? Right, but I'm not sure if it's entirely relevant here. Well, anyways, looks to me that he soundly kicked your behind in this duel. Let us through, why don't you? And preferably not do the thing I think you're about to do. This duel wasn't overseen by a notary office anyways, and our employer is not going to let this failure slide either if we just leave. We're getting jumped. 1v1 but then I'm gonna jump you afterwards. Xiaotang is so cute. 是我. Wow. Whoa, this music. Hold on. I'm turned up.
실력을 확인해 보죠, 따뜻해. 하던 대로 해보십시오.
떨거지는 잘라낸다.
Dang, the music's kind of a banger.
때리도록. 뭐 부족해 차려졌지 않아.
It makes sense for.
간당 목숨 줄만 붙어있군. 죄인인가? 곧 끝장날
这个音乐很好听哦。
소강자들로 효율적인 마무리를
It makes sense for Age Court to be involved. That makes sense. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Where are these damage ups coming from?
결해. 그렇게
Mine is too.
보는 맛이
Did I lose the class?
일처리는
Start cultivating boys.
더 답답한
Cultivation simulator.
부족해 차려졌지 않아. 따커. 꿰뚫려라.
그간의 전투 경험이 쓸모가 없진 않군요. 적합한 조치였습니다.
포기하기.
Oh, they're all dead.
갈라지도록. 따뜻한. 네 피분수.
That wasn't too bad for a first fight. So they were just a fixer office from H Corp, right? And from the back streets of H Corp. This really isn't a great start, fellas. It's never easy, is it? Hey, at least we got a nice warm-up. It wasn't all bad. I don't know, this seems more serious than our usual backstreet brawls. Ishmael's right. They were contracted by someone to specifically target and eliminate Honglu. And given how they were about their intent, calling it a contract, it doesn't seem like whoever gave the contract was exactly going for subtlety. Then maybe this is what Jiachi Shichen was talking about on their way back when she mentioned surviving as heirs. Whoever's behind this must have a bone to pick with Honglu. Indeed. It seems that we must expect more skirmishes like this going forward. Alas, was this trial not readily overcome? Not the point. Think on it a little more. Seems like they're assuming that Honglu's brought something here in order to participate in that family hierarchy evaluation. Then there's no reason to assume that we've seen the last of them. They're going to try again to take out the competition. A highly accurate assessment of the situation by the executive manager. I expected no less from someone of your genius. Thank you, Otis. Thank you. I love Otis. She's so funny. My #1 fan. Going for classics of brown nosing today, Otis? Since when was brown nosing to compliment a job well done? This inane conversation is most riveting, but I would prefer some silence while we wait. It seems the company foresaw such difficulties. They sent you a support team to help handle this issue. We heard voices coming from behind us, from where Virgilius pointed. My, you guys still haven't learned how to pick the plan. Stick to the plan, have you? Is this who I think it is? That one girl from like the very start? It really threw me off when I was told to meet you in some backstreet location, away from some agreed rendezvous points. A familiar voice, a voice we could not regret. It's Hurts! The girl from like the very start. You're gonna love Otis this honor Valor? I'm looking forward to it. Been a while, everyone. 早上好. Good morning, good morning. How you doing, Lynn? We turned around to follow where the voice was coming from and recognized the two people we've been hoping to see again. Oh, it's the guy too. I forgot about the guy. I only remember it was her. That one girl, she was in the gambling
오랜
part.
목마름도 어버이를 향한 죄책감도 피를 마시는 순간에는 생각나지 않을 거다.
Sod? Yeah. Sod? Hey, Pilot, right? What's wrong? It's like you're all looking at a ghost. Pilot, didn't you tell me that you shared my news with them last time? I did, sure did, ma'am. Oh yeah, he did. The synergists recovered from the initial shock of seeing them again, and soon their faces began to bloom with relieved smiles. Well, good to see that things haven't changed much around here. Sod, we're glad to see you're okay. Tick-tock to you too. Good to see your gears are turning just fine. She smiled with just a familiar grin. She did not seem to have changed much since the last time we met, save for a few minor differences. Her outfit and her badge, for example. Last I recall, you were promoted, yes? Allow me to congratulate you. Yeah. Or the hints of melancholy hanging from her smile flickering in her eyes. Hey, I'm merely congratulating her on her promotion and offering her recognition of her excellent accomplishments. I don't see what the problem is here. But we all know the meaning that promotion carries. Indeed, it is very profound. After all, what meaning is there promotion attained without spilling some blood? You're a real piece of work. Let me ask you something then. If everyone behaves like you do around here, tiptoeing around the facts, keeping the hush-hush about what happened, where's she going to get the bare minimum of recognition and consolation that she deserves? Hush-hush would have been nice. I've even overheard some of them whisper that I let my partners die just so I can snag a promotion. So in that regard, I appreciate that, Otis. If we're being technical, I did die, except my brain was intact. Not even K-Corp's regenerative ampoules could have revived me if it wasn't. Then did Effie also? Apparently they went right for Effie's head when they stabbed me with that prosthetic. According to the coroner's autopsy, K-Corp's ampoules, life insurance, none of them can revive someone with a damaged brain. It is what it is. Anyways, let's not dwell on the depressing stuff. We're here for work. Let's get some work done. So let's talk about work, okay, pilot? Wait. Is she a clone? They posted the Ib skin on Twitter. It's so cute. Oh, I gotta check it out. Actually, I've seen those already, I think. They're not going to fully explain since they expect you to remember, but Effie is still dead because Otis did a mercy kill when they found out and impaled him at the in-court nail. Oh. Is that everything? Yes, briefing over. Just as everyone was reeling in stunned silence at the least informative, least helpful briefing we've ever had the displeasure of sitting through, Ishmael was the first to catch herself. So, can we rely on you for some elaboration here? The briefing was a good demonstration of the necessity of educating the 5 W's and 1 H principle. Ha. Looks like we'll have a lot to discuss once we get back, pilot. Did I do something wrong? Shh, pilot buddy, just stop. You're digging yourself a deeper hole with every word. Gregor quickly leaned in to warn Pilot, but it was likely too late. A noticeable crease had already formed between Sod's brows. Prior to commencing this high-priority operation, it was necessary for us to find individuals with connections to H-Corp. Oh, someone from my family. No, we tried, but your family proved to be a rather difficult nut to crack. However, as we were wasting our precious time with all our leads, Pilot pursued an unconventional method to establish the connection. It really didn't hold any compliments then, and this is how you... Our collaborator is a former employee of the Cha family. After leaving the family, he now runs a lodging business. Then it's likely that he's far removed from the family's politics, less motivation for him to attack us due to conflicting interests. Welcome in, Kay. Hey, yeah, we did have a Limbus live today. I kind of moved it over because I really, really wanted to play Nocturnal Sweeping. It looks so cool. Yes, and according to Pilot's report, he still regards the Jia family positively. How could I not, considering the blessings they have given me? An unfamiliar voice butted into the conversation, as though to continue Sot's explanation. Qing Tao. I humbly present myself as a fellowship of young Master Bao Yu. Please, call me Qing Tao. He greeted us in the most polite fashion before bringing his hands together in an on motion. Oh, so this is how people greet each other here. Yep. It's called the Bao Chen gesture, bringing fist and palm together to express respect and peace towards the receiver. Knights greet each other by shaking their hands for the selfsame purpose. Forsooth, thou art indeed one possessed of chivalrous spirit. Indeed, much did I worry about the qualities of people young master has surrounded himself with, but I see that he is in company of those wise in the ways of the West. I prostrate myself before the vast breadth of your knowledge. What grand generosity it is to open ajar the waterways of wisdom, to quench my barren lands. Something feels familiar about this. Nah, she's been getting less and less verbose with bootlicking these days. Not like this guy, for sure. That's true. He's kind of like, how should I put it? A bit much. What are you guys talking about? Communicating only by the sound of a ticking clock. This is something I'd already known ahead of time, yet. What a most curious exchange to behold in person. Brief this journey may be, yet I shall find myself thoroughly entertained in this entirety. Maybe it's subtle sprinkle of disrespect that reminds you of the usual flavor. Wait, is this about me? You dare? Was this the bootlicking she did purpose to be the source of pride of her or something? Otis shook her head with clear distaste and strode towards me. We're nothing alike, executive manager. Never once have I such an empty flattery in your presence, filled with nothing but hot-air superlatives. I'll leave the guidance of the backstreets to him. But it looks like this is where... So I finally get to meet the Red Gaze in the flesh. I've been looking forward to this day for a long time. Effie would have loved to be here. Manager. Virgilia seemed to sense her lingering gaze and walked towards us after nodding slightly in her direction. Manager Sod, let's not make this any longer than it has to be. I'm not happy to be helping with your businesses. I'd much rather be putting this behind me as soon as possible. Oh please, it's our historic first collaborative operation, isn't it? Can't you spare a little bit more time with us? The guide's Bud's actually doing something, that guy. Yes, unfortunately LCC has our own business to take care of today, so I won't be accompanying the LCB this time, and the Red Gaze will be helping us out to get it done. Taking Miffy there, vroom vroom. It's not that unfortunate though I think about it. I feel like every mission with the LCB's always been uphill battle to get anything done. Well, you see back then we were... I'm just messing with you. I'm sure we'll have another chance to work together again. Boss, we don't got much time. Wait, before you go, I think you owe us an explanation, Virgilius. I'll leave the details to Miss Faust. I'm quite busy. Very well. Virgilius turned and left towards Fifthless with an oddly disgruntled expression. Well then, I'll see you around. Next time, I'll show you all. I'll show you all that I can carry my own weight. You know, oh boy, the last time that we met, it was so darn pathetic. Pilot, competence is shown through action, not words. Sod and Pilot give us a light nod before following Virgilius. Some tuners opened their mouths to speak, hesitated, then closed them again. We left without a word. Perhaps we didn't know what we could say to make this awkward farewell. Very well, please this way. Or maybe simply mindful of the guy who's responsible for the quality of our stay. This guy is interesting. Should I... This one. This ID is supposed to give me a bunch of extra, right? So I don't need her, actually. Oh, I should have done that the first time. Deep resentment ought to be washed away. For when the far one comes, betwixt the burnt doors, shall a star fall astray. Are we going the right way? I don't like the sound of these weird songs. The main streets are the most likely teeming with those seeking to bring harm to the young master. We must venture an alternative path. And like he said, there weren't any skirmishes once we made it deep in the dark alleyways. The lack of foot traffic would normally be pretty unsettling, but I guess that's what we needed at this moment. As for the song, it's a song that became rather popular in the backstreets in the recent months. The lyrics are pretty ominous for a popular song. It is a song that spread through word of mouth. It sings of how the decimated Kong family... This is not the place to discuss such matters. I will share the tale in a more appropriate setting later, should we come across it. I didn't know there was a song like that. Is this the first time you've heard of it too, Honglu? He's a posh git from a posh family. I doubt he's ever set a precious foot in the backstreets, so it's no wonder he's never heard anything like it. I've been to the backstreets before, but Heathcliff isn't wrong. I did spend most of the time in my room. That's precisely because you were the most treasured one of them all, young master. Much like how the jade of the greatest worth is to be cherished, prized, and hidden in the deepest depths of one's coffers where none shall reach. I'm like... It's kind of catching on. The new Rupture IDs are OP. Really? What's the game's name? The Prison Bus Company. Hi, wonderful. In English, it's called Limbus Company. Good morning, Wonder. To a lesser degree, particularly as of late. So that guy used to work for the Jia family, huh? Do you know him, Honglu? Young master, is there something on my face? He stopped himself as though his thought flashed in his head and glanced quickly in my direction. It's nothing. Shall we continue down the road? Indeed, humble as I may be, I'm very well versed in the roads of this area. Honglu shook his head at me as he casually changed the subject. It was as though he was trying to hide something we know from Qingtao. Should we be suspicious of something? He is a collaborator, but only a temporary one. A degree of caution would be advisable. Given Pilot's clear inexperience and naivete, we would do well to remain suspicious of this character. Faust and Otis approached me as Hong Lu was nodding and chatting amicably with our guide. Well, looking back at our journey so far, I think we learned our lesson about blindly trusting every collaborator we come across. With this glowing mistrust in mind, I slowly made my distance from the guide before asking Faust the burning question. So, what was that about back there with Virgilius? Something with him about going off and helping them out? The consequences of his actions at Wuthering Heights. Oh. His actions were a violation of one of the most important items in his contract with the company. He is simply taking responsibility for the breach of contract. I think back at the incident matter, it feels like such a long time ago. Well, that's kind of a bummer. He really helped us out of a pickle. What? That's what they're dragging him away for? Is there a problem, honored guest? It's nothing. Nothing at all. Right, Ryoshu? SU! Shut up! I can translate that one. Mersal, can you carry Heath for a little while? He's dead tired. It will be done. Heathcliff, punched in the gut by the hilt of Ryoshu's sword, fell forward right under Mersal's welcoming shoulder. Rhodia. You know the kind of person I hate the most? The kind of dull people who can't read the room. Don't you feel the same way, Dante? Yep. I nodded enthusiastically, as someone who seemed to imply that she wasn't really asking me a question. I don't think she was about to punch my lights out, but Rhodia and Ryoshu judged correctly this time. Classified company information must not be discussed in the presence of an outsider. Reminds me of the time he got knocked out cold for a while because he kept asking questions without raising his hands. This guy just doesn't learn, huh? You successfully preserved the secrecy of classified information without spilling blood. I applaud this policy. Haha, I did good, didn't I? I'm just not a fan of how they're treating Heathcliff like dirt now. If it's no problemo, as you say, then that is well indeed. Yet, I worry that it appears that the problem has found us anyway. I stopped and looked around, realizing they were surrounded by a group of people wielding various weapons in hand. It's likely that my guidance has given us a much safer path away for the far more obvious skirmishes. However, to my regret, it appears that the more observant of our enemies have tracked us here. Damn, then what are they even here for? Isn't it your job to prevent this exact scenario? Let's leave the finger pointing for later. We're going to have to take them all down. They must not be allowed to disseminate our current location. Exactly. What are you slinking off to, Mr. Qingtao? I must regrettably and humbly say that my talents in war are terribly lacking, so I tend to become scarce for a moment. Yet I have the utmost faith in the strength of our young master and the honored guest in overcoming this adversity, so... Qingtao was already standing far away from the front lines that he practically was hiding behind me. Faust, anything you can tell us about these enemies? No, but a consultation with the Gestal Shaft seems unnecessary. If we were to determine whether negotiating with them is an option. They're coming. Oof, Mersal, my boy. Get him! I just made some popcorn? Let's go! Hey, Sar, welcome in. Are they also from a fixer office? Sharp-looking stranger. We only know that they're sharp. This ID looks so cool. I hope I get her. If I don't, I'll just purchase it, because I already have Red Eyes Ryoshu. Technically, I have 2 extra Rupture IDs here. This is just a reverse slash, though. Rupture's basically like backwards bleed, right? Hi Lin, 我来了 Welcome back 回来了 I hate the Sinner so much. I got Ricardo. 3 Ricardo. No way, dude. I got him like on my 9th pull. I think someone was trying to get him earlier. No brain and no sanity. He pulled 60 times for 4 Ricardo and got him after 60 pulls. And I'm like, bro, He's not that good, is he?
실밥이 터졌나?
Yeah, I think my bleed team is still my strongest.
지원을 가진
Is there a lot of these guys?
기억해두겠습니다. 단테.
너희의 목이
Just these three.
치하할 만한 일이 생겼을 때 언급하는 것도
아유탄 조평의
I can just for Ricardo. Why do you need so many Ricardos? I love the music in the Sweepers event. Yeah, I literally just commented on that. It's so good actually. This music is so good.
네 피부였어?
또한 용서할 테니.
Have you played El Ib? Oh no, I haven't. Someone told me it was like a really, really old game. I saw the characters in the crossover, but I don't recognize any of them. I think one is like, it was what, Ripper, Coordinator, and someone else again? Like the same three people who always get skin collabs. Hostiles in the immediate vicinity had been eliminated. Our collaborator who had been hiding from the battle quickly ran to our side as the fight ended. Are you unhurt, young master? Yep, I'm totally fine. Of course, our honored guest martial skills were exceptionally brilliant, but young master, your light was the brightest even amongst the incandescent. This humble servant could not hold back his tears at this wondrous sight. To witness such an excellent martial arts from none other than young master himself, what an unexpected surprise. Why is he... I'm not sure I get the extra stuff that's coming off from him. Like, I get that he's a lot like Otis, but I don't know why his expression darkens like that. I think it's over a decade old at this point. Yeah, then I probably haven't played it. The original anyways, I highly recommend it if you ever need gameplay. I still have so many games to play, dude. I don't know. I was gonna play Undertale first, because I haven't played that one either. Don't the children of the Jaw family undergo all kinds of strict training regimens from childhood? It was simply my assumption that young master had ceased his trainings once he departed the family. Anyways, how do you think that they tracked us down anyways? About that, it appears that we weren't exactly tracked down. Perhaps it may be that the ilk who lurk in these parts of the backstreets recognize the young master's venerable countenance. I don't think my face is that well known. The family hierarchy evaluations are nigh. Every soul living in Hongyuan must know the face of the young master who is loved by every elder of the family. It must be that they are under the assumption that you are carrying something of great value. Family hierarchy, huh? Didn't Jashi-chun say something about heirs back then? They all assumed wrong then. I didn't bring back anything precious that the elders might be looking for. Young master, even now. I just couldn't care less about it, that's all. Besides, many of my siblings are much better fit to be the family hierarch than I am. Huh? That's... well, that is indeed a relief. A relief, is it? Well, but of course, it's a highly dangerous endeavor to partake in the hierarch evaluations, so it's a great relief to know that the young master is not putting himself in unnecessary danger. I guess that could be a relief, sort of. Ooh, now that we took them all down, there shouldn't be any more on the way, right? Greg, can we not jinx ourselves for 1 second? Why are you laughing, Ryoshi? No, I'm worried. Please do not concern yourselves any further. We will take more of a clandestine path. I guarantee a safe and easy passage to our destination. I still have a hard time buying that. The lay of this place would constitute a perfect place to set up an ambush in most places, yet you claim this to be the safer path? Yet I must ask you to place your faith in this humble servant, for Hongren is not like most places. Fine, for now. Otis shut her eyes for a moment, out of retorts, then turned back to look at Ishmael. Hey Ishmael, you must have a pamphlet of this place handy, don't you? No way, you're actually going to read it? Why else would I ask? No, I mean, how could I not be caught off guard after almost a whole year of getting brushed off by everyone, every time I plead with them to read the damn pamphlets? Like hell, does no one think to... I'll find my own intel if you're just gonna ramble on with the grievances. Okay, fine, here it is. Otis opened the pamphlet and began intently glaring at its text, although she didn't want to miss even the smallest detail of information in there. Suspicions clear on her knitted brows. I'm down to watch you play Undertale though, if you usually watch it on TikTok. I don't think I plan to stream it on there. Oh, I leveled up. I'll turn some of these into good valid.
라만 차렌들을 뒤엎는다.
中午好，中午好，鱼，早上好。哎，中午啊，还没有。We were so on desperate run, all the while fighting off hordes upon hordes of enemies. Or what happened to safe and easy passage? Explain this. It appears that the young master's radiant countenance was made known. I thought we were finding more clandestine passage. How come we're getting jumped even by more enemies? As I have said, the young master's radiant. At least try to give a little variation to your excuses. I cannot so easily say that he is being untruthful, given the disjointed allegiance of the enemies attacking us. Otis played with the pamphlet in her hand, clearly frustrated but unable to establish anything concrete. For people who, without a clear allegiance to attack a member of the Jia family, looks like everyone in the backstreets has been getting pretty plucky while I was away. Back then, I couldn't even catch a glimpse of their faces. They'd all be in their hands and knees whenever we walked past. Ah, what a wonderful change. I'll shove that wonderful change up your butt. You bloody loot. How much longer till we get there? My cousin is near. Calm your worries. Our guide seems oddly calmer now that he did at the beginning of the journey. Did he really get numb to all the violence that fast? Or, speaking of which, what's a kezan? It's a term commonly used to refer to taverns, inns, or equivalent places of lodging in this region. Lodging. Like a hotel? It's gotta be pretty fancy then, huh? Do they serve like complimentary snacks and drinks like the warp train? Not sure about that, but it seems like Kazans also serve alcohol and food alongside their lodging services. Maybe we can get a meal in there. Hopefully we won't be attacked there like this. Residential non-aggression taboo. Any mutual acts of violence inside a residential building is, within this particular area and flora of Hongyuan, a taboo. A taboo. We must rest easy within then. I saw Faust's eyebrows slightly twitch, as though she had just heard the most ridiculous thing, but I guess I'll ask her about it later. Phew, man. It's really some kind of family hierarchy or some family head selection contest. Why couldn't they save all the fighting until then? Vivi, hi! Thank you for the gift, Fishhead. Hi, Wolf. I will never stay up late again. I almost broke my walls due to sleepiness. 你的墙啊。为什么？I don't know anything about Limbus or the characters well, but Heathcliff is a cutie. He's so funny. He's such a sad boy. He is like... I actually really like Heathcliff too. He's one of my favorite characters. I'd have to redo my tier list of characters that I like the most. Honestly, Donkey is gonna go right at the top next to Otis. Because it would be too late. Late how? Every horror candidate must have brought incredible precious treasures with them. It would have been nice if they believed their own treasures is the most precious of them all, but everyone's going to try to take each other's just to be sure. I see. Just in case someone else brought something even better than their own. And might as well kill them too, for the sake of convenience. Is that how folks in your family think? What kind of line of thinking is that? But other families don't seem too different from mine. Deepest apologies for intruding upon this most enthralling conversation. However, we might be inviting guests. With that, the guide pulled out the watch for us. Check the time. It will be nighttime soon. This guy is so weird. Come join us in our Heathcliff cult. Is there a Heathcliff cult? Bring me in.
위에서 당신을 관리자로 정하는 데에는 합당한 이유가 있겠지.
你睡醒的时候有打到你的墙壁啊。Heathcliff is my baby. Mersal's my man. Mersal hasn't done anything. I like Mersal, don't get me wrong. He's very like straightforward. He's very knowledgeable, very cool. He looks kind of beefy, which is nice. But honestly, like, he hasn't done much. Granted, his Kanto's not up yet. Magic Puppy, welcome back! I got hit my head against the wall and it made me laugh. No! Are you okay? My mom came home from China the other day, and actually, There's this really cool thing. You know how people put like Neosporin on Q-tips? In China, they have Q-tips on the inside of the Q-tip itself. You crack it and the Neosporin leaks out of it. It's like a one-time use thing. It's actually really cool. Bristol's uptight 3 arts are all just big muscular chests on display. I don't know. The only one I have of them are the... I only have 2 for him, and neither of them have his chest on display. Like you saw it. Our big boy Mersault. Well, let's go. I saw a silly animation of stuff on TikTok and made me giggle. There's a lot of really cool ones. Honestly, the Limbus Company people who post stuff all the time, like they post amazing videos. Read the random reply daily. I will definitely not. What? Thank you for the gift, Magic Puppy. I'm replying it regularly. I'm reading the chat. I'll get you with a curse. That's a funny name for something. Having a dream. Did you guys see, like, there was a I can't play it now because I'll get copyright struck, but someone made a video for Kanto 7 from Billy Billy, and it was really cool. Both eyes turn black. Wow. They can. What was it? No, it was that one. This one? Limbus fan arts? Dude, I kind of regret not going to a con and like getting myself some art. If anyone sees Limbus Company fan art at like a convention, my goodness. You know who might be really into this? Mushroom. Or Mushrooms. Mushrooms, who does IDV art. She's really good at art. Now here we are. Is this the place? After running through the alleyway after alleyway, after coming through corner after corner, we finally came across the site of several small buildings, tightly built next to one another. At the center of them was a building lit with red lamps, adorned with a door plate with complicated looking letters scribbled over it. 这个字你们可不可以读出来? I don't recognize any of these characters, but I don't think they're like written properly. They're kind of like... I can tell it's Chinese. I can tell like some of the words, but I can't really make it out. A duck Z's. We need to throw Z's in the Limbus Company. I'm trying, dude. Get them for me. I'll get them. This is shoddier than I expected. Hey, isn't this place a bit too trashy to house your precious young master? That is not our building. Please look this way. See where our honored guest will be staying for the night. I knew it. I heard so much from Hong Lu about all the splendor, all the... Huh? We followed Qingtao's finger and arrived at a small black warehouse of sorts. Its exterior painted in black. That looks even smaller than even Mephistophilus. Can we even all fit in there? That looks trashy as heck, even for us, let alone your young master. This is the nearest Kazan we could afford to stay in, at least among the ones that I manage. Yet its location in the backstreets heavily limits the level of decency it can afford. My deepest and sincerest apologies, young master. Don't worry, we can always sleep in decent places. It looks just fine for an overnight stay to me. Are you nuts? Can that thing even fit all of us in there? Much did I wish to guide our honored guests and families to the family mansion in the central zone. However, the time... Oh, the sweeping wave. Doesn't it start at 3:13 in the morning? I feel like we've got plenty of time to get there. Exactly. Don't we have more than enough time to get to the family mansion? According to the H-Corp travel guide, the central area is only like an hour away from here. Has the honored guest traveled to District 8 before? Well, no, this is my first time here, but... Then one must ask how the honored guest could have claimed to know the full understanding of a place merely by flipping through a book, when she hasn't had to contend with it in person. Innumerable unpredictable changes await us in the teeming jungle of buildings. The ever-shifting structures, the constantly changing paths, ambushes from foolish yet vicious syndicates, or even offices of the backstreets. Oh, we are beset by danger from all sides. Such a bold, flippant approach to predicting the phenomenon of this place is to court death. Even a toddler must know that. One fails to disguise his utter sorrow and inadequacy of her wisdom. Is it just me, or are we all thinking back to Ishmael back in the Great Lakes? Zip it, Dante. But if the guidebook lists a path, does it not imply that it's technically possible to reach there in time? Otis suddenly took a step forward. In her hand was the H-Corp travel pamphlet that Ishmael was talking about. I have faith that if our executive manager would lead us in your directionally challenged stead, they would be able to lead us to our destination before night falls. Me? This does not appear to have been discussed beforehand. Very well. Allow me to speak freely without frills. My responsibility is to bring the honored guests to the central zone, and to ensure the young master's safety. It is indeed technically possible to reach the family mansion before the night in the back streets commences. Technically. Yet not even a single iota of danger to the young master shall be permitted. The mission that has been so graciously bestowed upon this humble servant is not to guide the young master with haste, but to guide him with the utmost safety. Cooks me back to sleep. Good night, magic puppy. And then Canto 7 is like top 1. Canto 4 is top 2. Canto 4 was also really good for me. Yisang's was really, really interesting. I really liked, yeah, Canto 4 was really good. Canto 6 was probably my third then. 5 is fourth. And then 3 is fifth. And then 1 and 2 I don't even remember. The 2 was funny at least. I don't remember 1. Oh-ho! It's said that those engaging in strategies and plans must remain wary of losing sight of their purpose. To subliminally forge on the family mansion in lieu of the necessary intel, to see when these mobs of assailants would end, is to wrongly prioritize the journey over the destination. Oh, you, wonderful, truly impressive. You have all the qualities of someone I would trust with my life, when even devising a stratagem. This is the most fitting attitude for those who generally wish the best to those that they serve. Really, you're just gonna start going along with them all of a sudden? I misunderstood your intentions, truly. They have sparked my ire by comparing some of your choice words with my very own. Yet now with my eyes have been opened to the honest loyalty that lies within your heart. This humble servant did not imagine even in his wildest dreams that there would be someone who understands the fathomlessness of his loyalty. It seems that young master has certainly gained an eye for allies and fellowships. This is a cause for much relief in my heart. Haha, listen to him. This one knows how to jest. They're basically best buds now, huh? Uh-huh. I must have lost my cool for a moment there. Anyways, this man speaks true. It is highly likely that we'd be exposed to attacks of similar nature where we continued moving at this time. She's just fully on his side now, isn't he? That's when I realized she was looking in my direction. The exaggerated smile had all completely faded from her face, replaced with an odd but dead serious expression. When her gaze is locked, she nodded. She must be completely turned around by that guy. Is there any way of saying so long, I'm gonna quit and go work with this guy now? Thanks for everything. And as for this hotel, it's much better than sleeping in an outdoor back tent barracks. We should be able to relieve ourselves of some fatigue here before moving on. Did you not earlier insist on continuing our search for a better accommodation with the greatest vehemence, Miss Otis? Yeah, whatever. We get your point. Let's go inside. Oof, my humblest apologies. Humble self can only behold your generous acceptance of insufficient lodging with the deepest gratitude. When everyone see Project Moon's favorite canto become 8? I'm ready. I'm ready for it. I believe it. Have a meal first. Eat, drink, and then turn around and fall. Yeah. Although I don't think we'll be able to finish this today. We're probably going to have to finish it like Monday. Although I am dead set on finishing it on Monday. After all that serious talk, the man oddly relieved to hear our decision as he brought his flat fist and palm together. Architecture of today mustn't be judged with such haste merely by an observation of the exterior. The interior might ought to be surprised were he not. With Rodians surrendered, wouldn't that be nice? We made our way into the building. Ooh, this actually ain't so bad. It's clean in here. This place represents a rather classical aesthetic. The landscape paintings lining the walls give off a rather sophisticated mood. And it's much more spacious inside than it looks from the outside. Did you use some kind of space expansion technology in here too? No, it seems that the building only appears small due to the density of the structures and proximity. Well, the door is open now. Should my presence be required, I shall be in the small shed next to this building. Please do converse freely. The man smiled awkwardly and quietly excused himself as the excitement amongst the sinners began to grow. Meanwhile, Honlu stood at a fair distance from the guide, quietly watching his face as he left. His expression was enigmatic, as if it were gazing upon the clouds, the flowers, or even the wind. Yet there was no light in those eyes. It was as if they beheld the storm cloud, a desolate field of wilted flowers, and a howling, destructive gale. Do you suspect something, Honglu? So I decided to ask. Not yet, I don't think. Not yet? So, big brother, something fell off to you too. It's her! Shichin. Yeah, I told you I had the feeling we'd be seeing each other again very soon. Have you been well, young master? I'm so glad to see you're doing well, Mr. Wei. Oh wait, don't tell me you're staying here too, Shichin. I normally would never set foot in a place like this, but I ran into some kind of large-scale construction on my way back from the family mansion. Had to come in through the back streets. So we weren't the only ones troubled by the random construction site. Ooh, hail to the... God! The confident look on Shichan's face was immediately replaced by that of alarm. Did she lose her memories again? Is she with you? No, Don Quixote is the same as always. But she looks like such an airhead. Young Shichan, well, wilt thou accompany me with the lounge boat a moment, so that we may share a moment of catching up? Oh yeah, let's do that. Hold on. Just Shichan hesitated for a moment, staring at Don Quixote after hearing that her memories were still intact, before walking right up to her. I like that idea, shall we? Wait, why don't you go and find a room for me to stay in while I talk things out with her? You wanted to do some catching up, right? Manager Esquire! Loss of a critical personnel may be cause of disciplinary action, Dante. I don't think there's anything wrong with making friends, though. Looks like Shichan really does likes Don Quixote if she's comfortable enough to tease her like that. It's not Don Quixote she likes. She's obvious she just wants Don Quixote's power she saw back then. My lady, this is hardly the appropriate place for it. Fine, I'll try again later. Go get some sleep. I'm heading in too. Shichan sighed with a bit of disappointment before heading into the lobby. Well, let's all head inside now. So I and the rest of the sinners followed her into the lodging. I'm going to sleep first. Good night, Lynn! Wanan! Yuri is real. No way that's what you got from it. There's a lot of chatting. Everyone was busy looking around and commenting on various things in our lodging, but Sinclair appeared to be the most anxious. Something here stands out, like, imagine an ideal picture. Did you call? I missed that joke he's saying. That's not what it was. I'm not... anyways, am I the only one who feels like something stands out like a sore thumb from the whole picture? Oh yeah, I brought it up. I didn't say anything because I thought it was just me. So what's off about this place? It's this table. Where'd the complimentary snacks go? What's that weird mystery table at the center of the room? That is kind of weird though. What's that table doing there? Its saturated colors are quite the pleasant sight to behold. So is it any better in... What the hell is that hideous table? The kerfuffle sparked a particularly unsightly piece of indoor furniture calmed somewhat once everyone made it inside the building. Of course, no one was able to discern the real purpose of the table yet. Every step on the floor leaves black residue on the shoes. Not only the floor, touching the walls leaves an unidentified black substance on one's fingers. Not to mention how the walls ripple in an odd fashion. What could possibly be the construction of the structure? Well, my guess is the maintenance staff has been slacking. Maybe, but why was everything so neatly organized if that's the case? I've been to enough seedy establishments to tell when a place has gone wild without a tidy up. At least without each room is furnished with a bed. While this is far from optimal, Executive Manager, we may be able to rest here. I guess they really didn't have time to clean up. Jessica was the first person to walk in after having taken her time to examine the outside of the lobby, stared blankly around the room with an agate expression. I'm not even sure what to say of this ridiculous negligence. Then found her room after leaving a scathing remark. It ain't the first time we saw her right into some shady business, and let's just cross that bridge when we come to it, yeah? I guess anyone could tell that there's something definitely wrong about that guy. Some sinners, including Heathcliff, had already stumped to the floor, vociferously expressing their desire to rest with a collective sigh of exhaustion. Well, it was pretty weird, but at least we have a roof over our heads. In that case, Dante, perhaps this may be a good time to announce today's close of business. I've never made the announcement outside the bus before. Oh, right. I hear confirm today's close of business for the sinners. Understood. Thank you kindly. Starting now, you will all be given a maximum of 12 hours to partake in sleep and rest. The duration is subject to change. Have a good night. As soon as she finished, the sinners each began to relax in their own ways, some stumbling into their rooms, while others lingered to speculate over the bizarre table in the center of the room. Save for Otis. It's about our guide. Your new best friend from earlier? Seemed like you guys were getting along pretty well. What? That was simply untrue. Did you not see the signal I gave you earlier? What signal? Oh, you meant when you nodded slightly in my direction? Indeed, that individual has an informational advantage over us when it comes to this locale. Regardless of how sound the accusations we came up with were, he would have been able to explain them away using familiarities with the region. I thought as a party with an informational disadvantage, it would be wise to feign camaraderie and friendship with that individual and go along with their plans while trying to dig out as much intel as possible. Yay! Otis, a real OG. I know she's an old like grandma, but I still love her. She's so funny. 12 hours of sleep. I want that. True. I seriously thought that suspicious guy won you over. Executive manager, I've been in this business for many years. How could you even imagine that would be fooled by an amateur spy who's so overtly suspicious? It's nothing. O's disappointment was palpable, but she stopped herself from as though she remembered that there were nothing more important matters at hand. While I was uncertain as to how that individual will be accompanying us, it would be reasonable to speculate that he approached the LCCB with the explicit purpose of eliminating the Honglu Jiabaoyu. Jiabaoyu. You're so happy to read? It's funny! I perhaps present the fact that it was the pilot, that inexperienced greenhorn, who somehow conveniently came across this connection, as another evidence supporting the suspicion. Otis looks so sad. I kind of feel bad that she gets disappointed every time. Like, she makes you want to be a better manager, I feel like. And I think that's cool. Faust also has information to share. Faust joined the conversation after listening to us discuss for some time. A review of every known taboo has failed to identify one he called residential non-aggression taboo that universally prohibits acts of violence within residential areas. Then that also has to be. It's too early to come to a conclusion regarding that matter. It appears that this area, Hongyuan, has taboos that change depending on your location within its territory. However, considering every other circumstantial evidence, we can come to a conclusion that he was most likely lying to us. Your assessment cannot be denied. In that case, we must already be deep within the enemy's machinations. The constant stream of random assailants we faced earlier was also most likely as also a part of their plan. It may very well be that the building itself is also a trap, yet we lack the intelligence about this particular backstreets to be certain. However, we do have one minor advantage. It seems that they have been severely underestimating our capabilities, given the low caliber of the assailants they decided to send after us. One thing we can capitalize on is the mutual lack of intel. Keep our guard up, remain alert, and we should be able to navigate our way out of this trap, Executive Manager. Okay, I get it now. I'm sorry about the misunderstandings. Honestly, I didn't know who or what to trust. Then I would appreciate it if you could trust me fully next time. Otis bowed politely and returned to her room. Otis, no! Faust and I chatted a little bit more about Qingtao and his plans, but our discussion ended without bearing much fruit. Aw, Otis is sad now. Yeah, what's the deal with the table? The witnessing. I realized that Honglu was missing as I spent days chatting with the sinners. I didn't notice him going into his room. So I walked to the exit, about to look for Honglu outside, and ran into Jia Xichuan and Wei, who also decided to stay in the room close to the door. It's getting late. Where are you going alone without a guard? Oh, just looking for Honglu. Right. I can't understand what you're saying. Oh, right. When it comes to... The first type usually says whatever is on their mind without pausing, or certain caring to hear my reply. Given that this type of person isn't actually looking to communicate with me, that simplifies things a little on my end. However, it's oddly insulting, as it seems as though they don't recognize me as a human, but rather a wall or a clock on a wall. And the other type is the one that reads me so well, they might as well be able to hear what I'm saying. Virgilius falls into the latter category. He recognizes the pitch of my tics and talks, reads my body language, or sometimes even claims to see my expression like Don Quixote. And Jia who saw through me with that short exchange. Let's see, just looking at some early morning air? Does your prosthetic head even have a respiratory function? Wouldn't have guessed it from the way it looks. Did not belong in either category. No, not really. I'm just looking for Honglu because I haven't seen him for a while. Shaking her says so no, then you're looking for something to eat? She's a new one. The type that tries to figure out what I'm saying without asking for help. My lady, would it not be wise to wake or find someone who might be able to translate? They would have done that themselves if there was something important. I'm kind of curious though. What was that hand gesture you made when I first asked? You brought your index finger up to your cheeks. Well, Honglu was always smiling, so I thought maybe I could simulate his smile to convey that I'm looking for him. Perhaps it was an effort to express cuteness or beauty. Are you reading the backstory story? Yes! I'm reading the story, yeah. A mystery game. It's not really a mystery. No, I was just trying to express a smiling face. Oh, this is gonna be easy. Ticking a lot more vigorously. I think you're onto something. This conversation was starting to veer into a completely unintended territory. I see, you're looking for my big brother, huh? We took a very roundabout way, but I was eventually able to get her to understand what I was saying. Well, if it's he who he's looking for, that's easy. You should be able to find him by the lounge back there. I doubt he got very far from back there, even if he left. So if that's what you're trying to so hard to communicate... Jia Shichen was strangely enough disappointed by my reply. I did have something to tell you too, but never mind. I feel like the mood's been ruined. Let's talk about this another time. I was curious about it, as it will also take ages to ask how she's feeling, so I nodded to express my gratitude before heading to the back entrance, and found Honglu gazing at the hazy scene out the opaque window. What are you doing here? People watching. There were some people stumbling through the streets outside. As I stared outside the window at the scene, Honglu seemed to sense what I was thinking and began. Are you worried for me, Dante? Well, yeah, it's your turn, Honglu. It really is. I'm back at H-Corp, and everyone's talking about the family hierarchy selection. But you don't have to worry about me at all, because I did not wish for anything from Limbus Company. Really. I'm not like you saying. I'm not hiding my true feelings. No one gave me a wonderful promise like they would help me recover my torn and broken wings. I joined only to have some new experience, that's all. But we do know that something's definitely going to happen, whatever it might be, something that will shake you to your very core. Even if you didn't wish for anything, going through something like that will. Probably, yeah, but it's okay. I'm used to being led by the will of others anyways. No matter what happens here, I can't do this like everyone else, because that's how it's always been. Whatever happens to me or to those around me, I only... Okay. Let go of me. Just listen to that song talking like I'm not supposed to get mad at that. Lower your voice. What are you guys doing back there? Gregor and Heathcliff, who were most likely hiding behind the entrance door, tumbled into view. I knew I should have come here with this guy. Could you be patient for even a few more moments before bursting out of there? He's been listening since the very start. Oh, Heathcliff! I can see why he has a fan club. Yuzar! Is Sancho here? Huh? I didn't mean to irk you, Heathcliff. I'm only telling the truth. I'm about to burst a vessel. Buggy bloke. Am I supposed to practice patience after listening to that drivel? I think I'm practicing plenty of patience despite you calling me buggy bloke out of nowhere. So yeah, you are. That's now... Finally, some silence. Anyways, sorry about listening in, fellas. I'll let you in on some big secret if you let this one slide, though. What's the secret? Gregor rubbed his arm awkwardly, and as I stared into the silence, then pointed to the pillar in an exaggerated motion. Are you going to fight? I mail. What happens is all. Guess who's hiding behind that pillar? No way! No way, Gregor's a rat. Rocheman was actually a rat man, dude. How could you be curious like that, Gregor? Bad, weak, and highly annoying. Good night, snooze fest, she says. Did I get that wrong? I never said good night, S. When did you get an FU? Ryosha looked at Sinclair with some interest, who was slicing open the ceiling above the entrance. With an uncharacteristic wet noise for something cutting through a wall, a black ink-like substance streaked onto the floor, followed by Rhodey and Otis clashing down after it. GTF! I didn't realize I garnered such an audience for my story. Executive Manager, the sole reason I followed you out here was the purpose of protection, as I was concerned for your safety. I'm not like the others who have followed you merely to sate their curiosities. Me? I was just bored. Then, should we continue the conversation, Dante? Everyone back to your rooms now. What? I want to hear the story! No! Kukumao! Hi, 早上好. This is my favorite node because of this. This is kind of my favorite node. Okay, there's a fight here somewhere. Oh! I have to have him? See, I know you say some of them show up their chest. Maybe this one does, but these two do not. I didn't even uptie that one, or W Corpse. Wait, what? Oh. Oh, shoot. It'll be fine. It'll be fine. I don't have to worry about too much. If Mersul dies, it's whatever. Just as everyone was scattering to their rooms, Otis suddenly began to vehemently oppose leaving me on my own. Are you absolutely certain, Executive Manager? Don't worry about it. I usually took the night watch on the bus anyways. That's true, however, we're currently in uncharted territory for our team. We do not have much experience sleeping at a place where our safety isn't an absolute guarantee. We're literally right next to them. It'll take less than 5 seconds for us to come over if something happens. Finally, some peace and quiet. I sit on the corner of the bed, surrounded by silence, and allow my shoulders to slump for once. I don't need to sleep like the sinners do, but the fatigue doesn't go away on its own. I need some time to relax and empty my thoughts every once in a while. While I've gotten somewhat used to the pain, it still hurts like hell when I rewind the sinner's time. And the longer the journey got, the more frequent and severe the sinner's injuries became. They did get stronger, that's for sure, but so did our enemies, which means that my clock is always turning and turning without a moment to rest. That's the opening. Before the gates of which I face every revival, I witness an intricate engraving and feel its vibrations. Even though after a whole year, I'm still no closer to understanding what they were supposed to represent, but by emptying my thoughts and just taking in the sights, I find myself calming down. Also, the wind is quite cool and crisp tonight. Wait, wind? What's with the sun chill? Something opened the window, but there's no way this gentle breeze could have unlatched and left my window wide open like that. If it did, we would have made a pretty loud noise. Besides, the chill isn't coming from in front of me. I slowly turn around to where the window's supposed to be. A ninja! Only to see the melted wall and intruders slinking in through the window's newfound opening. Who are you? As though driven by some surprised survival instinct, I rolled off the bed. But there was already a blade right where my neck and head met. Its steel shearing cold. Just like a little nudge and I'd be dead even before I could make a tick. I remember how worried Otis was to leave me alone. I thought she was just being paranoid. I should have trusted her judgment. Again, not trusting my girl Otis. I can't believe it. Just as I was getting ready for the final struggle, my final moments filled with regret about not listening to Otis. What a pathetically thin blade. Too delicate to have the clock CIH, don't you think? Ryoshu leapt down from the ceiling and deflected the assailant's dagger away. Ryoshu? Snuck in thinking I was about to see something interesting, but you're just some beast with steel. I looked to the ceiling, torn open, dripping with viscous red paint-like fluid, just as I saw earlier during my conversation with Honglu. And Otis was peeking out from the gap. I, Otis, was the one who instructed Ryoshu that the ceiling had a room to hide in. Remember that. Shut up and help me! Oh, I thought this was some beast with steel. I could have cut this beast in half, sword and all, had I not been on the bus. And all your abilities were diminished the moment you were hired by this company. Equally defanged and depowered, if you will. Oh. Just as Ryoshu was struggling to stop that one blade, the intruder pulled out another dagger. With their other arms, slashed at Ryoshu's head. A beast of the Heisho. The intruder would have cut her throat had Wade not burst through the door. Who wields you now? I don't suppose dialogue is an option. Light enters not the vast garden, yet falls a star into his fathom still. The intruder reached into his clothes, muttering an odd implication. A talisman? Wait, get it together. My lady, just as the intruder muttered began to grow intense, Joshi Chuen leaped into my room and struck the stranger with her fan. Were you going to let that guy finish this stupid spell? They almost activated the Q-Corp talisman. Apologies, my lady. It seems that I still remain somewhat bound by that spell. Listen, you are no longer a Heisho. You serve me now, got that? You don't have to let those things control you anymore. Yes, my lady. My apologies. I felt limply in my bed with a sudden alleviation of stress and pressure. I can't understand them anyways. I managed to stop the assassin before he laid a hand on them, fortunately. Got it. I don't think there was anyone else in here. Let's switch the lights on. This one was from Mao's branch. There was a black bamboo hat-wearing assassin on the ground. The walls appeared solid before we went to sleep. Were now melting away as if they were a viscous fluid. There's something wrong with this building. I knew they must have done something, but how is the Heisho here? The whole operation's got to be spearheaded by someone with real power. This isn't just an ambush from an overexcited family hire contestant. What I don't understand is why the Mao branch? There are better Heisho branches to use if they wanted to cut off the clock's head. Then they must have had a different purpose, huh? Correct. This one is from the mouse branch from the Heisho packs, which means more of them must have infiltrated the building. Though not the scale of the Z branch, the Mao branch just always moves in groups. It seems you have really given up on Marvel competition. 你喜不喜欢看那个 Marvel Rivals? 你们喜欢看的时候我可以玩啊，可是我觉得没有很多人喜欢看那种东西。Oh, this is our goat? For real, dude. Saved my butt. Therefore, their goal must be to kill every guest staying in Kazan, including you, my lady. Then we gotta get moving. We can't let them surround us if we want to even have a chance. Dante! If we don't move our butts, we're good as dead. We don't have much time to contact the main forces of our faction at the family mansion. You know what to do when we're at a numerical disadvantage, right? It will be done, my lady. Yashiturn and Wei immediately stormed the ruins so they saw the cylinders enter, as though they'd been waiting here for my protection. Don Quixote and Gregor stood red-faced and on edge. Mersault was covered in battle wounds, and Otis was in an inscrutable expression. I stand before you in shame, to have to borrow the hands of another to protect the executive manager. I should have known, listen to what you said. Extrapolating from the pattern in which the walls have disintegrated, it is likely that I have utilized the identical means of infiltration for each sinners. Oh right, we were attacked by bamboo-headed assailants too. Their ranks numbered many, Manager Esquire. Yet for how many of them there were, they were unsettlingly silent. Verily, we were almost... Yeah, not almost. I saw on the way here that some of us did get killed, impaled straight through the guts. So what he said about how fighting indoors was a taboo, yes, a lie. How utterly cowardly and unjust of these vile curs to strike from the shadows. Alas, now is not the moment to ruminate upon their villainy. Correct. Besides, there's more of them waiting to sink their blades into us. Ooh. It's okay. I don't know if you guys like it. It's different. This is the Heisho branch.
그런 것들이 들끓을 때가 가장 취약하죠. 알아듣겠습니까?
I don't have a good Mersault ID, so he's just gonna have to die for this one.
그간의 전투 경험이 쓸모가 없진 않아. 적합한 조치였습니다. 위에서 당신을 관리자로 정하는 일에는 합당한 것이지. 기대하고 있겠습니다. 단테.
They're all ruptures. It's not this stage yet? Oh, you want to see the horror game from yesterday? But you said it was bad. 你昨天讲的是太好，不是不好，是怎么讲？没不太好。Welcome back, Fishhead. That's what I remember at least. Was I thinking wrong?
그렇게 시원하게 처리하니 보는 맛이 나. 일 처리는 빠르게 하는 편이 덜 답답한.
What is this?
제가 괜히 먹을 것들을 사들고 오는 죄인인가? 아닙니다. 이런 보수적인 교환을
Oh, Mersault died.
이것까지 당신이 탓할 수 있게
숨통 끊기.
알고 맞게 하진 않았을 테니.
I kind of fully expected that though.
수감자를 고기 조각으로 만들어 버리다 당신만 괴로울 텐데. 시계를 익숙해진 것 아닙니까?
그대로 무너져라.
That actually makes sense when they were doing like the reverse of like the power levels of all the sinners in LCB. The ones who are here are the ones who are on the stronger side. Aside from Gregor, who's unclassified. Dang, I gotta use Mersault again? I think I have a better Mersault ID though. This one. This was level 39.
투입이군요.
부디 정신을
But each sinner
잃으셨을
has their own chapter, aka Kinto. Yes. It's not the stage yet. Dante's the main character? Yes. Dante is you. You're playing as Dante. Oh, that's not good. I hope I don't roll tails all the time.
지금 적기라는
I'll play a horror game next week.
전투
Magic
경험이
puppies.
쓸모가 없진 않아.
我们礼拜二要唱歌，做那个 karaoke. We're going to be doing karaoke on Tuesday on my main channel, so
숨통 끊기.
oh sheesh, kicked his butt. Can you sing when you wake up in the morning? We're gonna try. We'll try. I just have to rest my voice a little bit. Dang, why do these guys all have unbreakable coins?
엎드리도록.
Luckily, even if coins are unbreakable, usually if you beat them in a clash, it's not so bad. I think Roachman is strong because the fact that they was in the war, like plays in the flashback. Yeah, but he was on the losing side of the war. You can watch. Can you sing when you... I can try. I mean, like, I'll try my best.
승리를 떨거지. 잘라낸
Because Gregor was G-Corp, right?
끝장날 수
아류탄 족강연 찢겨.
소강자들로 효율적인 감정을 영영
The fact that he survived means something? Yeah, I guess. Did they ever mention what G-Corp's singularity is? 可以唱中文的歌啊。我不知道，我要选一个。我只是可以选一个中文的歌，从那个习惯代理人选。
그렇게 신명 활동의 정제를 확인했다. 보는 맛이 나는군.
I'm still not caught up to that.
처리는 빠르게
I gotta catch up on Link Click.
답답한지.
아직 죽지 마라. 거쳐 죽어. 따뜻한 아류산 소통을 발진.
저 수감자는 기억해두겠습니다, 단테. 면담에서
Nursery rhymes?
할 만한 일이
那你
생겼어.
可以选一个给我。Nursery rhyme. I think we're safe for now. Something tells me that they're not fighting us at full force. At least we routed them, so hopefully that means something. Where did Donkey go? She's here, she's just short. I'd gone to SB if the other sinners have suffered as we have. Verily they were indeed targeted as well. Most defend themselves well against the curse, and shall be here post-haste, yet not everyone survived. Young Sinclair and Yi sang, while it appeared that they had risen and battled, they were caught unaware by our foes. 'Tis likely that their demise soon came after tripping over each other's foot. How embarrassing. And young Heathcliff. Isn't that fella our resident mob fight expert? How'd they even get to him? They didn't get me, mate. I'm good as new. What's got you so gobsmacked, last? I recall a blade piercing young Heathcliff in the back of his head. Did that turn the clock back for him already? No, not yet. So that's what's so funny. This funny itch on the back of my... Oh god, Heathcliff is so funny. Oh my god. I love that guy. He's so funny. Heathcliff's not breathing anymore. He's dead. How do you even manage to walk all the way over here with a hole in his head? Heathcliff! The other sinners are starting to gather, manager. As pathetic as this force may be, we cannot spare any hands at the moment, Executive Manager. We must also join as soon as others are possible to assist them. There are sounds of altercations coming from the lobby. Just as it always does. Whoa, please hold on a moment. You. I can see some people from inside the lobby, which is also a bizarre process of melting away. Among this, I know Jashi-chun clashing against a figure wearing a bamboo hat. Going on the offensive already, huh? How come a big shot in control of the Heisho pack decided to come after small fries like us? And behind the black bamboo hat wearing assassin hood. I see, so that you have tracked me down, so certain of your own safety, but my master has already prepared countermeasures. There's Sir Qingtao, our supposed collaborator who led us here, and Wei who is threatening him with a sword. So you were behind this. Ah, it's you. I sussed out that you'd be planning something like this, but you lacked the patience to pull it off. You're quite observant. I thought I'd completely won you over. You must know that at H-Corp, there's but one path to survival and riches. Choose a family hire candidate and serve them with utter loyalty. But who in their right minds will serve young Master Bao Yu? He who had grown up with no hardships. He who doesn't possess even a single speck of ambition. You shut your bloody mouth, yeah? You rich boy? Oh, are you just gonna sit there and let that bloke talk to your face? But he's right. I don't have any ambitions. Have you got no self-respect? What do you have anyways? Okay, everyone, shut up for a second. He's obviously taunting you, so stop indulging him. Wait, speak. I know that you have no means to wield the Heisho pack. So speak, which master did you choose to serve? Who controls them? So, they're curious. Stay your sword, Zilu. Another unfamiliar voice from the shadows. Young master, are you certain this is wise? Worry not. They're all destined to be swept away by the morning dew anyways. The trajectory of their fate shall not alter course, were they to witness me. The voice soon reveals himself from the shadows, walking into the light with a casual, assured gait. Seriously, you? I see, you're... Allow me to grace your ignoramuses with my exalted name. I'm Yihua of the Shi family. You may know me as a very prominent candidate to the throne of the family of hierarchs. What? Heathcliff is so funny, you guys. Let me in the fan club. Is this the first boss fight, or... Wait. Is the index here? Little brother warner. I don't want him. Oh yeah, what happened to Rhodia? I don't think Rhodia was in our fight either.
소재가 준비됐어? 오늘도 부디 정신을 유지할 수 있기를.
HIK Evil Sea Otter! Hi, 好久不见! Prominent. But of course, I've claimed control of a branch of the Heisho packs. So while you were wasting your time out there searching for the River of Immortality or whatever, I don't even know where I'd start to refute your brain-dead accusations. This is way beneath me. I don't even want to address you as my senior either. So who is it? Big Brother Juan? No, I can't even imagine you'd be interested in someone like you. What are you talking about? I'm asking whose teat you've been suckling on to gain control of the Mao branch, because we both know for sure that there's no way in hell that you have the means to control them, right? You little twerp. Are you sure you want to insult my height from where you're standing? Master Yihua, it doesn't seem like the mastermind of this operation was actually anyone important. Agreed. I can tell just by looking at the traitor with the physiognomy of a deceiver. This is a waste of time. Hey, Zilu, cut them all down. The mission was to assassinate them. To meet them in open battle, to take the lives of higher candidates, was not what was agreed upon. Blah blah blah, just shut up and do as you're told. I may fight to protect your life, yet I cannot do more. A Heisho heeds no voices, but that of the ones who hold their leash. Looks like the Shi Yihua doesn't even control these guys. Kiss kiss. Mwah! Oh my god, you highly have points saying. I do! I had to have him. I heard he's OP. There's an apt saying, often invoked in my homeland. A fox may pretend to the throne, but only with the blessings of the tiger. Shut up over there. Damn it, the Heisho pack is useless. Can't even get a simple job done. Master Yihua, the Heisho pack were merely as backup plan. Our true strategy involves... true. This is fine. I have other plans to sweep you all away. If that's not obvious, with him emphasizing the word sweep, and the name of the thing being Nocturnal Sweeping. This is the second time the individual has made an odd emphasis on the variation of the word sweep. Are you saying you bribed the sweepers or something? While the reactions may appear suspicious, that suggestion is almost an absolute impossibility. The head is at the top of the sweeper's chain of command. In other words, only the head possesses the authority to command them. Moreover, they're prohibited from touching, letting alone entering, any designated residential areas during the red night of the back streets. This is a permanent, immutable taboo of the head, one of the very first to be introduced. The effort of going through a myriad of paperwork to ensure that Mephistopheles is recognized as a residential vehicle was ultimately to capitalize on this taboo. Yes, it is exactly as you say. What a stupid question to ask, making me anxious out of nowhere. That soured the mood. Come, let us leave. I only intended to have them see my face after all. Too bad I won't even remember them in a few days once they all get swept away. This guy is such an obvious, like, third-rate criminal. We best leave before any more unnecessary words are said. Faust is right. These guys are acting way too suspicious and have some scheme. So overly suspicious that I'm starting to wonder if they're trying to use reverse psychology on us. Well, when surrounded by nothing but uncertainties, there's a solution that usually works. Faust intended to make this suggestion first, but it appears that you share the idea. We have 12 sinners, and I don't think the so-called Mao branch are willing to fight, which means that we have 3 enemies, Shi Hua and our guide, and Zilu, the assassin. We have the numerical advantage, don't we? You always make the most accurate read of the battlefield. What's going on here? What's that ticking noise? Our former guide seemed to have figured out that our conversation was about, because he took a few slow, careful steps away from Shi Hua, before bolting off into the distance. I've been thinking this all day, but he sure is a fast runner. Oh, what is it, Honglu? Did you remember something? I did. I had a hard time recalling this because he isn't from my family. But I remember now. Your big brother Yihua from the Shi family, right? Didn't that guy just announce himself either? Anyways, Honglu, I'm gonna get that guy and beat the motives out of him. Is that gonna be okay with you? He's not my from family, but I'm sure big brother Yihua will be happy to answer your questions. Great, another thing. As your commander, I should probably say something to cool off the start of the battle, right? Wow, that's gonna be so cool, like something straight out of a story. Otis said something like this once, that even if one side has the absolute advantage in battle, the commander's words may be the deciding factor in who wins and who loses. So I decided to borrow a few words from the book Honglu once lent me. It was a general who said it, I believe. Destroy them all. Destroy them all. 我有没有吃过啊？现在是晚餐的，我已经吃，我很久以前已经吃过了。那个6点我有吃晚餐。He's in fact the weakest in the war, yet he has the OP IDs. That's what I'm saying. He's got the strong IDs, dude. I heard the sinking deluge was him too. Unique sinking. Not to mention he has 2 sinking IDs. Why? Hello, hello, Autumn. 早上好. Dang, okay. Nine speed? Where did this come from? Do I have Death Ray Haste? I don't think so. I like how Ryoshi's speed is still just as fast. I can never stack enough bleed on these guys. I don't know how to trigger it though, because I usually use a Solomon Vent. Yeah, I don't have Solomon Vent. Do you know when the next Walpurgis is coming around? Hello, 中国. Ah, 是的. 你可以用中文. Welcome in, Autumn. Hi. Ooh, got him. It's 4 count though, so that's pretty good. was hoping to stack a bit more bleed on him.
먹을 것들을
내가
사들고
어머니보다
오는
뛰어.
것이 아닙니다. 따뜻해. 이런 보수적인 효과를
Who's this flashing towards? Does not have the speed for this. Why is this struggling?
점 찍었네.
Is it Sinking Deluge is OP on mid? MD? I haven't gotten a chance to use it yet. I just got Spice Push. So I haven't had a chance to level them. I don't have enough resources to level all my characters. Oh, he lost that one. Oh, sheesh, I staggered him again. Huh? A strange tune crashes through the sound of furious battle. Is this where Ricardo comes in? No way! I love this music. Thanks to the merry chase you've led me on, I've ever slid ever so slightly into the further worlds in the world bristly. See Title 2, Section 11 in Row C. The punishment for those who dare flee from the middle's retribution begins by tearing their legs apart from the groin. I'll make you suffer for all the time you've wasted. You've been stalking us all along? Since when is chasing after a thief conflated with stalking? I'll have you know that I'm still banished from the world of the luscious thanks to you who dared pinch my hair coupons. What the hell, where'd they come from? You guys are just pissing people off left and right, aren't you? Lilu, take him out. What an utterly insular fool. Do you not know? That man. What's the middle doing here? The man who slaughtered the sinners like they were nothing. The man who almost forced me to self-destruct. Don't tell me, I have to get ready for that again. No, not yet. According to the evaluation data as LCE, the sinners' powers have grown since their time at the Great Lake. Our chance of victory against this individual has risen to a meaningful degree to forfeit the battle before it even begins. Enough to put our faith in uncertainties. Enough with the background noise. I don't know who the business is with these thieves, but I personally traveled all the way to the eastern parts of the city because I simply must extend my vengeance against him with my two hands. I could have simply informed my brothers in the east and let them handle this, but that just wouldn't do. I was determined to see this through to the end myself, even if it meant asking a great brother of the east for a favor. So you there, Half Pint, and this cute mini entourage, get the hell out of my sight. The Middle's Book of Vengeance comes first. Half Pint, you keep babbling that fat lip of yours, minion of the fingers. You don't oh, he is gonna get punched. Botch die job. You're in the H-Court turret now. I am. Just wow, bloody hell, mate. That's messed up. He's far too observant in his foolishness to see he's walking to his own demise. Unexpectedly, Ricardo's face wasn't contorted with wrath, even after enduring that barrage of insults. Instead, he looked surprised. A moment of silence followed, during which he seemed to be absorbed in thought. Whew, impressive. You just set a new record. You are the current record holder for how fast I can get written up for Ricardo's Book of Vengeance. Ricardo! You did it in 15 seconds. Then with trembling hands, he reached to grab his Book of Vengeance, opened it, and began to write in something down on the paper, slowly and deliberately, as though to make each stroke of the pen count. Unfortunately, your audacity is terminal. I will rip your jaws apart myself as punishment. Boys, make sure this little band of thieves don't get away while I deal with this pipsqueak. Zilu. Who the? You actually, I don't care. Stop me if you can. Effective immediately, the punishment for all involved parties and bystanders at the site of your crimes shall be complete and total extermination. I think we could slip away unnoticed in this mess. I don't think we got much of a chance here. Hikaru practically rocketed toward where Zilu and Shi Yihua were standing in a burst of speed, but his henchmen had already begun to slowly surround us as he ordered. Ready your weapons, payback time for what happened at the Great Lakes. Let's do this. Besides, I've got a score to settle with that. Get him, Ishmael. I'm ready. Even Ricardo's surprised? I know!
같이 상황을 개선해 보시지.
Dang, he's big. Yeah, so Ricardo's part of a syndicate, which are like crime organizations. And he's part of like the Five Fingers. Well, the Five Fingers are all different syndicates, and he's part of the one in the middle. And their thing is like physical enhancement tattoos.
그런 것들이 들끓을 때가 가장
Do I get to keep my blood piece? Oh, I do!
좋겠습니다. 지금
You turn 15, the plot is very interesting. Ah, Neo Kangoa.
그렇게 시원하게
Chinese dumplings are different.
보는 맛이 나는 일처럼 빠르게 하는 편이 덜 답.
Wait, I don't know what you're saying.
골치 아픈 것들 거기 조각이 되었군요. 단 나쁘지 않은 성격.
Just kind of fast. The plot is very interesting. Neo Kangoa.
수감자가 되었고 훌륭하게 말고
실밥이 타졌나?
이제 도통 알아들을 수 없는 말투만 고치면 딱 좋겠어. 수감자.
승리를 쏟아내.
There was an explosive noise from the distance, and moments later Ricardo landed before us with a boom. I heard that the Heisho of the East was a tough bunch, but that lady was something else. So why do women like that suddenly split from the fight? Not my problem, I guess. She's getting written down in the book too. Time to take care of what I really came here for. Get ready for a beatdown, coupon thieves.
결간이들이 흥겨워하는
승리로 이끌.
대체로 저럴 때는 이유가 있는 법입니다.
I don't have enough.
쫓아보시죠.
How do I not have enough resources? What is this? Red eyes.
흑수며 뒷박질 중.
That's haste, I think.
자, 맛볼
Sleep well, Sar. We're probably gonna call it after this fight. We'll finish up the rest on Monday.
다리우스 산소평열 80. 갈라지도록. 대만천의
Oh my gosh, the counter. I should have upside this.
지겹고 이 몸이 직접 손봐야겠네.
저런 광대 노름은 압도적인 힘 앞에선 그저 넋짓거리일 뿐입니다만.
Why is this so high?
커다란 벽이겠군.
Why is this guy so strong? Attack weight here. This target uses +3 vendor to mark over all coins and skill and unbreakable coins. He doesn't have it yet. But I think I want to kill this guy down here first.
죄인인가?
Why does he have so many unbreakable dice? Carla's always been strong. Yeah. I don't have Ego's resources.
내 팔은 뼈에 있었어. 인위적인 발상.
Oh god.
그래도 가급적
What is this?
떠올리진
Can clash with the silver guns and do damage here. Shoot. Who's fighting here? Donkey? No, the speed isn't high enough.
점 찍었네. 상정률의 공격이었으니 이것까지 당신 탓할 순 없겠군요. 설마 알고 맞게 하진 않았을 테니.
Ah, he spawned the guys again. I don't think that worked out. Dang, I should have included more people. I couldn't clash with him there. And he's like just slightly off from being staggered. And then he spawned people. I might be dead here. I should have taken Faust instead. Oh wait, no, I should have used this. Okay, hold on. I did that wrong. I gotta try again. Oh, wait. Let me restart this. Oh, I should have done this instead of that. On the streets of America, be careful at night. I will. Although we don't stay out that late at night. Most people don't, I don't think. Not me dying on this fight. I should have used my thing, because I'm not going to use it anytime else. I should have just done the thing.
하루가 저물어가는 동안
I should take Faust with me instead of like Ryoshu so that I can.
망치를 쥐고
Is this enough? I don't know. Does this guy provide blue? Oh, he does. Never mind. We're good.
말뚝 드디어 내 차례냐?
Maybe we just like take more people with us in case. Oh shoot! No, I used red. Hold on. If I exit, will it take up my Encephalon? Remove Otis? You saying basic go can? It has to just pass it, right? Okay, well let's just try it any. Did you forget to turn your screen back? Oh, did it turn off?
위에서 당신을 관리자로 정한 데에는 합당한 이유가 있겠지.
There we go.
기대하고 있겠습니다. 단테.
Look at this resonance. Kind of crazy. This is Faust.
죄인인가?
I got it. I got it. Remove Otis? Who should I put there instead of Otis? Oh, did he lose that?
창의적인 발상이군. 그래도
I wonder if I should just push him.
중에 떠올리지 않았으면 좋겠는데.
It's okay if I let him take a hit. Oh right, Paralyze might actually be really good against him. Why am I losing all these clashes?
상정웨이의 공격이었으니 이것까지 당신 탓을 할 순 없겠군요. 설마 알고 맞게 하진 않았을 테니.
점 찍었네.
Dude, my man Gregor's kind of getting destroyed. So is Otis, actually.
대만찬에 집중해.
추잡하네.
패잔병같이 무릎을
정화.
꿇고 있을 때인가 싶은 평소처럼 넉살조 그간의 전투 경험 쓸모가 없지 않았네요.
Ryoshi Red Eyes? Yeah, I do have Ryoshi Red Eyes.
급한 조치였습니다. 위에서 당신을 관리자로 정한 데 합당한 일거리
How do I not have enough for this?
기대하고 있겠습니다.
I need 4? Oh my god, I'm never gonna get it. Who's this going on? Dude, what the heck? Okay, this isn't gonna work either. I have to adjust my team. Next Friday? Conan's?
The presidential assault
Oh.
on the judiciary, a co.
Sorry,
But still,
why are things playing in the background? I accidentally clicked on a different tab. I just want to finish this one fight because we already started it. I should have switched out the Oh, luckily it doesn't take anything.
하루가 저물어가는 동안
Bro. Okay. So let me click the correct characters this time. Because I want this. I think I don't use Faust here then. Because if I don't click on the characters, they give me the boost, right? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Is this good?
이것
我在
참
讲什么
설레는
啊？
구려.
下个礼拜 when will the linkage happen? The fifth one hasn't started yet. I bought a Conan model yesterday. Ooh, cool. The fifth personality. Usually I play it on Wednesday, like Tuesday mornings. There's a skip button. I don't know why I didn't see that.
이 기회에 평소 지휘 실력을 확인해 보죠, 단테. 하던 대로 해보십시오.
점 찍었네.
꿰뚫려라.
Happy birthday? Projectile break. 生日快乐，不是我的生日啊。What do you mean, where's the skip button? I know, I just hit the button, so I was like, where is it, you know?
단순해서 좋군, 2번 수감자. 물론 좋은 성과를 갖고
He's saying-
있다면 달고 짭짤한 걸 준비해두지.
Favored. This one's going to her. This one's Rhodian.
떨거지면 잘라낸다.
No, she's rolling tails too many times.
숨통 끊기.
Nice. She just needs to be a little bit more pushed to stagger.
단테,
Uh,
적합한 조치였습니다.
okay. This is hers. This is hers. This one's Rhodian's. Oh, nice, I staggered her. I boosted with this one. I can't believe I'm 1,487. My age keeps multiplying, apparently.
엎드리도록.
합격장.
제가 괜히
점 찍었네.
사들고 있는 것이 아닙니다, 단테.
아력한 초 경영이 찢겨.
부적인 효과를 기대했었죠. 이 기회에
Okay, now this is the part where I start.
확인해보죠, 단테. 하던 대로 해보십시오.
I need to get these guys. Yeah.
고귀하게.
I need to get them. Bye, Zuzu. Good night. I'm just finishing this fight up, and then I'll take a break.
그래, 그렇게 시원하게 처리하면
비뚤어졌구려.
보는 맛이 나는군.
너희의 무기
일을 처리
이
빠르게
혈투를
하는
승리로
편이
이끌.
She needs to clash. He doesn't really need to. She needs to clash.
고귀하게.
기다려라.
창의적인
비뚤어져 끓여.
결은 가급적 전투 중에 떠올리진 않았어.
Why is she clashing?
아유탄초 경연 조치 느껴라.
골치 아픈
점
것
찍었네.
거기 조각이 되었군요.
내 피부.
I guess it's fine.
벌간이들이
This is gonna be rough because I don't have nearly as
대충
much
저럴 때 이유가 있는 법입니다.
resources if I need to.
이유를 잡아 쫓아보시죠.
떨거지는 잘라낸다.
Okay.
내 팔은
Are you gonna watch Koa too?
변해 있어.
I might. I might watch like Z's replay of it. No way! Was that an unbreakable coin, or did she just lose?
압도적인 힘 앞에선 그저 넘직거릴 뿐입니다.
Huh.
당신에게 커다란 벽이겠군.
Why is all this like 9? The fixed power of 3 coins to 0 for this turn. That's what paralyzed does? Okay. So this needs to be countered. This will be fine. This is losing something. Sanguine. Neutral, neutral. This is actually win. This will probably lose. This will actually win. I think this is good. We'll just kind of have to see.
숨통 끊기. 여행은
Use Yiseng's
목적이
base
있었지.
ego? Oh. Why does it counter?
만찬에 집중해.
I mean, like, I won the clash still, right? Why does she keep rolling tails? Brother.
최선을 떼지 말아야 할 겁니다. 가장 먼저 처리해야 할 것이 가장 흉포한 송곳니를 드러내고
And this clearly isn't gonna win, right? Dude, the rolls are just kind of bad. I think my whole team's dead again. Yeah. I don't know if this works. Offense level up +4 this turn. Let's go plus up. Otis works, so it's still good. Yeah, Otis would have worked too, but my whole team's still like falling apart. Maybe I should have prepared a second team. I thought it would provide buffs, but I guess it doesn't.
점 찍었네.
잠깐만 기다려라.
Yeah, like half my team doesn't live that.
상정외의 공격이었으니
Oh, and she's corroded.
이것까지 당신 탓을 할 수.
I don't know, like, it used to be my donkey was able to do a lot.
알고 맞게
It's
하지.
okay. We'll fix it next time. It's not easy being cheesy. Okay, I'll try it out later. But I actually do have to get going now. It's getting a little too late for me. I'll figure the rest out later. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with me today. I will be live tomorrow doing IDV at 1 p.m. Eastern. So I'm just going to go take a break. Use the base ego when he's finally using the blue coin. Oh, yeah, I did do that. I think the Otis one beat it anyways, because it's only 1 coin. But yeah, we'll figure it out later. Thanks for hanging with me. I'll put it back on stream. To finish on Limbus, actually, I'll finish that on Monday starting at 3 p.m. And for this, we're just kind of doing... my next time on Billy is probably on Tuesday morning. Yeah. Okay, love you guys. Mwah! Have a great rest of your night. Bye-bye. See you later. See you later, Kay. See you later, Lonnie. Good luck with the sweeping. I won't be doing it until until I come back. Good night.